I am here with the stars of Orange is the New Black, Taylor Schilling, Uzo
Aduba.
Aduba. That one, I practiced a few times.
Yes, takes a little bit.
So I want to get right into it. I feel like the second season is remarkably different than the first. I feel like the first was establishing Piper's story. The second is more about like establishing the supporting cast. Would you agree?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I think that the first season we it was a bunch about the book actually, the Orange is the New Black, and also kind of getting into the world of the prison. And in the second season, we're already there, so we can really explore what's happening in the world of the prison.
Do you find that the second season is really establishing Suzanne as more than just crazy eyes? And how liberating was that for you to play?
Yeah, I think it was just a continuation of where we left off with Suzanne, where we finished, her having that intimate conversation with Piper, asking, why do people call me crazy eyes? And her being, showing us that she is very aware of what the word on the street is about her and the sensitivity that provokes within her. And then going into the second season, it helps us to sort of lead us down the road of why she might have that sensitivity.
People always talk about groundbreaking TV, but I feel like in the case of this show, it really applies. Not only is it sort of breaking the norm of traditional TV by streaming it online, but it's also a predominantly female cast. Is there a pressure on you to continue keeping things fresh, continue pushing the envelope a little bit more than where you went last season and this season and the next season?
I don't feel that way at all. I think that the stories are so rich and ripe for being told, and they have been so perhaps hidden up until now, that just by virtue of telling them as they are, it is groundbreaking, because it's something that we don't hear and we don't know. But yeah, and I also think that Jenji Kohan and her team of writers, the woman who created the show, Jenji Kohan, is just, they're so brilliant that there's no lack of story and things like that.
I feel like they might as well call me crazy eyes because I watched the entire season in one day. Does that always like freak you out when people are like, oh my gosh, that episode 7 when it just came out? Do people come up and say that?
Well, I think it's amazing that people have that kind of time, but I also, but I mean, here, that's the beauty of Netflix. It's usually like on a weekend and people are just so hungry to devour it. And I think it's really beautiful that option, if they want to watch it, like, because it does feel like a long movie that we're shooting in parts, so because we're shooting it in this long form, long arc that we're tracking, it's easy to understand how people fall into watching hours after hours of it and get sort of hooked. And I just appreciate them loving the show that much that they want to watch it for 13 hours straight. Yeah.
The action between Piper and Alex was pretty hot and heavy in the first season. In the second season, I feel like it almost is underplaying everything else that's going on. Was that a different way that you had to approach that? The fact that it's not just Piper and Alex anymore?
No, I mean it wasn't. It's sort of you take the story as it comes, mm-hmm. And I think different. There are, one of the amazing things about this is that these women are so dynamic. Just as we are in life. So. Piper's romantic life is one aspect of who she is, especially in the part with Alex. So it, yeah. Does that answer your question?
It does. We also see the establishment of like a new villain in V. Can you talk a little bit more about that character?
Well, that's played by Lorraine Toussaint, who plays V this season, and she comes into the prison and sort of shakes things up through her relationship with Red, that she's trying to exploit in some ways, along with exploiting some of the other women in the prison for her own agenda. And she's someone that she and I develop a relationship, which I don't want to ruin, but, she uses her prowess and power to sort of lean towards her own long-term objective. So, yeah.
When you play these characters, I feel like if you go on the street and you're like, okay, Crazy Eyes and Piper, everybody's going to know who you're talking about. Is that a little bit of a double-edged sword where you're like, wow, we play these characters that everybody knows, but do you ever concern yourself with, oh, how am I going to break out of just being Piper?
No. No, I mean, I think this is so amazing and it's so fun to be happening right now. And, oh my gosh, I'm so happy that people are enjoying Piper so much. It's pretty incredible.
So I have a potential idea for a new title for the show in season 3. Are you ready for it?
Okay.
Okay. What do you think? Okay. Now just keep an open mind.
Yes.
What?
Open.
Okay. Is it open? Okay. What do you think about Orange is the New Brown and this like debonair male guard walks in who might or might not be wearing glasses?
I think that there's room. I think there's room.
You think-
I'll get back. I mean, we have people we can talk to.
Yeah. You guys got some pull, right?
Can you grow a mustache?
Oh my gosh.
Huge requirement.
And the final thing that I wanted to ask you was, you're so known for those eyes. I just don't know how you do the eyes. Can you teach me how to do the eyes?
Well, okay. So
Okay,
looking at
okay,
the camera,
okay,
are
okay.
you looking?
Yes.
I would encourage
Okay,
you
wait, do
to
I take these
just
off?
Think about something that you love really, like a lot wider.
Okay.
Wider. Now get those brows going. More. No,
No,
now you got. You're almost taking.
No,
take that thing. Something you love desperately.
Oh my gosh, okay. I love the show. Okay, I'm thinking about, okay, how much do I love Orange is the New Black?
Yeah.
A lot.
I mean, it's there. It's
Oh
pretty
my
there.
gosh. Uzo, thank you so much.
Thank you
so
so much.
much.
Thanks for having
Thank you
me.
so much.
Oh, nice.